turn to track in the week. On Monday, President Bola Tinubu reaffirmed Nigeria's commitment to strengthening international partnership and aligning its foreign relations with evolving global trends in trade, politics and culture. The president, who received the Vice President of Republic of Colombia, Francia Marquez, at the State House in Abuja, noted that global economic volatility and shifting international policies will necessitate new partners for shared prosperity. Tinubu assured a delegation of senior government, business and diplomatic officials from the South American country that Nigeria will replicate the agreement signed with Brazil on aviation and consular issues with Colombia. The president stated that the conclusions of all the bilateral meetings and agreements signed under the supervision of Vice President Senator Kashim Shettima will receive speedy attention. Also on Monday, the Paija Tame District Court sentenced Nigerian-born Finnish Simon Ekpa to 6 years in prison for terrorism-related crimes and other offences. The 40-year-old former municipal politician from Lati was convicted on multiple charges, including participation in activities of a terrorist organization, incitement to commit crimes for terrorist purposes, aggravated tax fraud, and violations of the Lawyers Act. The court ordered that Ekpa remain in custody. According to the judgment, between August 2021 and November 2024, Ekpa attempted to promote the independence of the so-called Biafra region in southeastern Nigeria through illegal means. Ekpa denied all the charges against him. The court also found that Ekpa was instrumental in founding and developing the separatist movement into a more organized structure, working alongside others. On Tuesday, President Tinubu declared that his administration has achieved its revenue mobilization target and would no longer rely on borrowing to finance government operations. He stressed that prudent management, not debt, now anchors Nigeria's economic direction. The president was speaking when founder members of the Defunct Congress for Progressive Change (CPC) came to the presidential villa Abuja in a show of solidarity to him. Tinubu announced that his government would roll out a nationwide agricultural mechanization program with farm centers established across all regions to boost productivity, ensure food sovereignty and lift millions out of poverty. The delegation, led by former Nasarawa State Governor and ex-Senator Tanko Alumakura, assured the president that the CPC bloc within the APC remained firmly behind his administration and would mobilize nationwide to ensure the party's victory in the next election. Alumakura also assured Tinubu of unwavering loyalty in person and in purpose, pledging to deliver massive support for the ruling All Progressive Congress (APC) in the 2027 general elections. Also on Tuesday, 3 weeks after announcement of new management for the Nigerian Television Authority, President Tinubu directed the recall of Saliu Abdullahi Dembos, the Director General of the Nigerian Television Authority (NTA), who briefly vacated the post following some management changes in the agency. Dembos was appointed DG of the TV network by President Tinubu in October 2023. He will now return to complete a 3-year tenure. Bayo Onanuga, Special Advisor to the President, Information and Strategy, in a statement said President Tinubu similarly directed the recall of Ayo Adewuyi, the Executive Director of News, to complete a 3-year tenure which ends in 2027. Adewuyi was appointed by President Tinubu in 2024. On Wednesday, the clerk of the National Assembly, Barrister Kamoru Okunlano, described National Assembly verbatim reporters as the soul and conscience of the National Assembly's policy accuracy. Barrister Okunlano made this known while declaring the 2-day annual National Delegates Conference open in Abuja. He said before the use of modern technology in reporting, verbatim reporters were very consequential in providing detailed reports on votes and proceedings, and also set policy accuracy in the chambers of all assemblies. The president answered, and verbatim reporters of Nigeria, HVRN, Comrade Gabi Nedriso, urged the participants to remain pillars of accountability, transparency, and service delivery in the National Assembly. Other speakers at the event tasked the participants to uphold the highest standard of accuracy and integrity. Still on Wednesday, a tragic motor accident at Mabusha Bridge in Abuja claimed the lives of a man, his wife, and their children, following an altercation with suspected roadside tout, popularly known as Agbero. Eyewitnesses account as if that the man driving a private vehicle with his family has stopped to pick up another relative at the Berger roundabout in Wuse, an action that allegedly angered the tout, who accused him of violating the rules. In the ensuing struggle, one of the touts reportedly forced his way into the vehicle and dragged the steering wheel with the driver. This caused the car to swerve violently and crashed into a bridge pillar at Mabushi, instantly killing the man, his wife, and children. On Thursday, the Nigerian Education Loan Fund (NELFund) called on tertiary institutions to improve on their turnaround time for the verification and approval of successfully completed and submitted applications to avoid unnecessary delay in loan disbursement to the students. This is in demonstration of the agency's unwavering commitment to serve the beneficiaries of the student loan program better. This plea becomes necessary as NELFund is inundated with complaints from prospective beneficiaries expressing worries that delay in verification of their application by the institution, a critical requirement for the loan application process. The fund, in a statement issued in Abuja, believes that by prioritizing timely verification and approval of successfully completed and submitted applications, the loan beneficiaries would have no issues getting their fees as it went due. Still on Thursday, the African Democratic Congress (ADC) accused Kaduna State Police Command of selling its party office ahead of the Northwest Leadership meeting scheduled to visit the state chapter on a commiseration mission following Saturday's unfortunate incident. Our correspondent will observe that security operatives from Kaduna State Police Command sealed off the African Democratic Congress (ADC) office located at number 4 Ali Akilu Road, Kaduna. Addressing journalists at the residence of former Governor Nasir El-Rufai, ADC stakeholders lamented that the action came just hours before the Northwest leadership of the ADC was scheduled to visit the state chapter on a commiseration mission. They said the police had invited the Northwest Vice Chairman Jafadu Sani and alleged to have obtained a court order stopping the meeting. On Friday, Vice President Kashim Shettima said President Bola Tinubu remains committed to diversifying the Nigerian economy, describing him as a leader with the political will to take bold decisions. This is just as the federal government molded a task team of conceptualized and operationalized good architecture in Nigeria in the bid to standardize the country's architectural framework. Speaking on efforts of President Bola Tinubu to diversify the nation's economy at the presidential villa, Shettima cited the president's recent trip to Brazil, which resulted in the signing of 5 memoranda of understanding covering aviation, foreign affairs, science and technology, and agriculture, saying these were deliberate and intentional steps by the president in diversifying the nation's economy. The vice president stated that when he received a delegation from the Nigerian Economic Society, led by its president, Professor Adeola Adenikiju, on a courtesy visit. Lastly, on Friday, to tackle banditry and insecurity across Sokoto State, the state government procured 10 new Hilux patrol vans and 150 motorcycles for security agencies operating in affected areas. The fresh intervention, Governor Ahmed Aliu's administration said, is part of its ongoing effort to strengthen security architecture and safeguard lives and property. The distribution of the latest consignment took place in Sokoto on Friday, where 10 vehicles and 39 of the 150 motorcycles were officially handed over to representatives of the police, army, air force and Department of State Services (DSS). Presented the key secretary to the state government, Mohammed Bello Sifawa, explained that the addition of vehicles and motorcycles followed the request from security agencies for logistical support to enhance field operations. The administration has made security a top priority on Governor Ahmed Aliu's 9-point agenda. And that's it on Track in the Week.